welcome to Midday News. I'm your anchor Daniel Coyne and this is my fellow retard Liam Culkin.
In February 2005, a boy was killed by his best friend using a claw hammer. The parents of the victim blamed video games for this. Warren LeBlanc, 17, repeatedly stabbed his 14-year-old friend, Stephen Sweeting, after luring him to a park on the 27th of February. He pleaded guilty 6 months ago at the Leicester Crown Court. The boy was obsessed with the game Manhunt. Manhunt in New Zealand was banned 3 years ago. The victim's mum wishes for violent video games to be banned.
But this was in New Zealand, so no one cares. Now to Steve with the sport.
Tonight, Liverpool play Inter Milan in the Champions League. This will decide Rafa Benitez's fate. Will he be manager tomorrow, or will he be a hero? He wasn't a hero 2 days ago against Barnsley when they got knocked out, humiliating. People are blaming Rafa Benitez's rotation policy for their failure. Fernando Torres backs the manager 100%. Rafa Benitez still wants to be manager tomorrow. Let's see what happens. This is the end of sports news. Find out more tomorrow. Do-do-do-do! Back to Daniel Coyne. Do-do-do-do!
Thank you, Stephen. Now to the Darwin Awards news with the Daniels.
The death of 33-year-old Darren from Leicestershire was a mystery to police.
He was found at the hallway in his home with multiple stab wounds to the chest.
Initially assumed that an assailant had attacked him, police found evidence that these wounds were in fact self-inflicted.
A year later, an inquest found evidence supporting this theory that he had in fact stabbed himself.
Darren had shown no signs of suicidal tendencies, so why, I wonder, had he stabbed himself?
His wife, who had been on holiday at the time, had shed some light on the situation.
It turns out Darren had in fact been testing if his jacket was
stab-proof.
But instead, like a normal person, testing it on the back of the chair, he decided to wear the garment while testing if it was indeed resistant to a stabbing.
Safe to say that his test was a failure.
Coroners put it down to death by misadventure. To you, Daniel.
On February the 15th, 2005, Christian Mays from Zimbabwe had a problem with elephants on his land. He found out this was because he had built his land on an elephant path. Pretty stupid idea. He then tried to find a way to get them back. Luckily for him, there was an old minefield nearby, which he decided to take some mines and plant them on his land to prevent the elephants from taking over. This should teach them a lesson that the elephants will never forget. Christian didn't understand that this could be dangerous to the public around him until 3 or 4 people were seriously injured. A local resident had been injured because he picked one of them up on his daily walks. Another resident accidentally blew his own leg off by standing on one of the mines. Luckily, the other villagers noticed these signs and stayed away from the minefield. Christian then realised that it was too dangerous to have these mines on his land. It caused problems for elephants and humans. He then dug up all of the remaining 5 mines and brought them back to his house. The unstable mines then detonated, killing him instantly. More news on this later.
The Darwin Awards, awarding people for removing themselves from the gene pool.
And now
It's
time
for
the
weather
yeah
with
Steve
yeah.
Gary and